Imagine this. You're considering taking up a low-carb challenge, but the uncertainty of the effects has you second-guessing. You're not alone. The role of carbohydrates in our diets can be quite the puzzle. Carbs are often painted as the arch-nemesis of weight loss, but they're actually our body's primary energy source. They're like the gasoline that keeps our body's engine running smoothly. But what if we suddenly decide to remove this fuel from our diet? What if we decide to go carbless for, say, 3 days? Would our bodies simply sputter to a halt, or would they adapt and find another source of energy? It's a question that's intrigued many a diet explorer. So, if you've ever wondered what might happen if you cut carbs entirely for 3 days, you're in the right place. Stay tuned as we delve into the carbless journey for the next 72 hours. Carbohydrates aren't just about pasta and bread. They're a complex system that fuels our bodies. Now, let's delve into this world of carbs, shall we? Carbohydrates, often the star of our meals, come in two main types, simple and complex. Simple carbs, like those found in cookies and soda, are easily digested and quickly spike our blood sugar levels. This can lead to a sudden burst energy, followed by an equally quick crash. On the other hand, complex carbs, found foods like whole grains and vegetables, take longer to break down. This results in a slower, more sustained release of energy, avoiding that dreaded sugar crash. Complex carbs also bring along fiber, vitamins, and minerals, a healthy party in your plate. Now, what happens when carbs are off the menu? Our bodies are pretty resourceful. When carbs are scarce, they switch gears to burning fat for energy, in a process called ketosis. Think of it as your body's backup generator. Ketosis isn't an immediate switch, though. It's more like a dimmer, slowly shifting from carb burning to fat burning. The time it takes to enter ketosis can depend on factors like your metabolism, your previous diet, and even how much you exercise. One thing to remember, though, is that ketosis isn't a one-size-fits-all experience. Some might enter this state faster than others, and some might feel different effects. It's a journey, and like all journeys, it's unique to each traveler. But how long does it take to enter ketosis? Well, every body is different. So if you're considering a low-carb challenge, strap in for an interesting ride. Your body might just surprise you with its adaptability. Hey, if you're finding this video helpful, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more enlightening nutrition content. Day 1 without carbs might feel like a slow Monday morning after a weekend of indulgence. Your body is so used to running on a steady stream of carbohydrates that when you suddenly pull the plug, it's like trying to run your car on an empty tank. Not a great start, right? But don't worry, it's all part of the process. You see, the body is a wonderfully adaptive machine. It's just been thrown a curveball and it's scrambling to figure out what to do next. As a result, you might start to feel a bit sluggish, maybe even a little foggy in the head. You might be reaching for that morning bagel or midday chocolate bar, only to remember that, oh right, you're on a no-carb mission. Cravings for sugary foods are quite common at this stage. Your body is essentially throwing a tantrum, demanding its usual sugar fix. It's like a toddler that's been denied its favorite toy. But don't give in. Remember, you're the grown-up here and you're in charge. And then there's the potential for headaches. It's not fun, but it's your body's way of signaling that it's in the process of switching gears, transitioning from burning carbs to burning fat for energy. It's like your body is rebooting its operating system. So, day 1 is a bit of a roller coaster, but what about day 2? Day 2 and you're still standing, but the journey is far from over. Welcome back, my carb-free comrades. Now, if you've made it to day 2 without carbohydrates, you may start to notice some changes. Some of these changes might have you feeling like you've hit the snooze button a few too many times. Yes, it's not uncommon to feel a bit more tired than usual, but don't fret. This is just your body's way of saying, hey, where are those quick energy sources you usually give me? But while you might be dragging your feet a little, there's also a good chance you're starting to see some benefits. As your body begins the transition into ketosis, you may notice an improvement in your focus and mental clarity. It's like your brain has just had a good spring cleaning, and everything seems a bit brighter and sharper. However, let's not forget about what's happening in your digestive system. With your fiber intake reduced, you might notice some changes. Maybe things are moving a little slower than usual, or maybe a little too fast. Everyone's body is different, so it's hard to predict exactly what will happen. But rest assured, these changes are just part of the process. Day 2 is a mixed bag of experiences, but what does day 3 have in store? Stay tuned to find out. Remember, every step you take on this journey is a step towards understanding your body better. So buckle up and let's see where this carb-free adventure takes us next. Day 3, and you've made it to the finish line. But what's the final score? Well, let's take a look. By the third day you might be feeling like a superhero, or at least like someone who's conquered a formidable task. Funny enough, your body might be feeling the same way. With carbohydrates off the menu, your body has been in a state of ketosis for a while now. That's the metabolic state where your body, in the absence of its favorite fuel, carbs, has switched gears to burning fat for energy. So it's no surprise that many of you might be feeling more energetic by now. It's like your body is saying, hey, this fat-burning thing isn't so bad after all. But it's not all sunshine and rainbows. You might also be experiencing a bit of a bad breath situation. That's because when your body burns fat for energy, it produces ketones, and one of the side effects of ketosis can be, you guessed it, bad breath. So, if you've been wondering why your breath smells a bit like nail polish remover, that's why. It's just your body's way of saying, hey, I'm in ketosis. In addition to this, you might also be dealing with a few electrolyte imbalances. When you cut out carbs, your insulin levels drop, and your kidneys start shedding excess sodium. This can lead to a decrease in your body's electrolyte levels, which could cause symptoms like fatigue, headaches, and even muscle cramps. So if you've been feeling a bit off, it's not just because you miss your morning toast, it's because your body is adjusting to a new way of doing things. But don't worry, it's all part of the process, and these side effects usually resolve themselves as your body gets used to its new energy source. So you've survived 3 days without carbs. But what does this mean for the long run? Well, that's a good question. Let's dive into what happens beyond these 3 days in our next scene. Stay tuned, folks. It's about to get even more interesting. So you've made it through the 3-day carbless challenge. But what does this mean for your diet long term? Well, it's important to remember that carbohydrates aren't the enemy. In fact, they play a vital role in our overall health. You see, carbs aren't just about energy, they're also essential for providing the body with necessary nutrients and fiber. Let's pause for a moment and talk about fiber. This is the unsung hero in our diet. Fiber aids digestion, helps control our blood sugar levels, and even plays a role in managing our weight. Without adequate fiber intake, which is predominantly found in carb-rich foods like fruits, vegetables, and whole grains, our gut health could take a hit. Now, let's consider the alternative approaches. A life without pasta, bread, or your grandma's famous apple pie might seem unimaginable. So, instead of cutting carbs out entirely, you might want to consider a low-carb diet that includes healthy carb sources. Foods like sweet potatoes, quinoa, and berries are lower in carbs, but packed with nutrients and yes, that all-important fiber. A low-carb diet can still offer some of the benefits we've discussed, like increased energy and mental clarity, without the drastic side effects of a no-carb diet. It's all about balance and finding what works best for your body. Of course, this is just a general overview. The effects of a low or no-carb diet can vary greatly from person to person. Factors like your overall health, activity level, and starting carb intake all play a role in how your body will react to such a significant dietary change. Always remember, before making significant dietary changes, it's crucial to consult a healthcare professional first. They can provide guidance based on your specific needs and goals. This isn't just about losing weight or trying a new fad, it's about creating a sustainable, healthy lifestyle. Remember, before making significant dietary changes, always consult a healthcare professional. Well, it's been a wild ride, hasn't it? We've journeyed through the territory of no carbs for 3 days, and seen that it's not a one-size-fits-all experience. Some of you might be nodding, thinking about the fatigue and cravings, or the surprising surge of energy. Remember, these 3 days are like a roller coaster. You may feel up, down, and loop-the-loop all around. There's the initial drop of energy, the twists and turns of bodily changes, and hopefully, the final exhilarating rush of adaptation. But just like any ride, it's not for everyone. The key takeaway? Your body, your rules. This no-carb challenge might be a thrilling adventure for some, but it could also be a wild goose chase for others. It's essential to seek advice from a healthcare professional before diving headfirst into significant dietary changes. Tune in next time for more nutrition content. And don't forget to comment your thoughts on low-carb diets. If you've enjoyed this video and found it helpful, don't forget to hit that like button. Also, make sure to subscribe and hit the bell icon so you won't miss our future episodes. Your support helps us to keep bringing you more of this content.